Yay! Okay, right. We're going. Good morning, everybody, on this Thursday morning. Bit drizzly here, but it's 7 a.m. Live quote of the day, live video quote of the day. One of these days I'll get that right. Who's joining us this morning? I'm pretty sure that Vicky will be joining us. Vicky O'Farrell, because it's her quote. Okay, so we've got a few people checking in. Good morning, Claire. Hope you're well. Hi, Rob. Nice session yesterday. It's good. Morning, Joe. Nice to see you this morning. Claire. Edna's joining us as well. Just wait for a few more. Okay. Steve Morris. Nice to see you again. Hello. Hello to you too, Steve. Vicky's here. I told you she would be. And Steve McLean. Steve McLean's watching, ready for some inspiration so you can get back to doing all those challenges and stuff that you used to do. Although I know you've got some challenges for next year. You're thinking about doing some running. Jane Petheridge, hairdresser, my hairdresser. Yeah, I'm going to need it. Sounds like you've been working hard on your website, Jane, getting your booking system all sorted out, and you're doing a lot of cycling as well, which is good. Fiona's here. Oh, Fiona's joined us. So Fiona's had a bit of a change, haven't you, with your time scales and everything, and you're not sure whether you were able to join us, but you're here, which is good. Obviously, you were very passionate about joining us. Howard's here as well. Okay. Right. The quote of the day is, are you ready? It's quite a long one. You have one lap of this thing called life. If you're not happy with the direction, indicate and change lanes. And that's by Vicky O'Farrell, who's joined us on the chat today. So, what does that mean to you? Have you got any examples of where you've changed lanes? Have you got any examples? Oh, Justina's joined us as well. Hi, Justina. Any examples where you've just gone, do you know what? I don't like this. I'm not happy. I'm gonna do something about it. You've had that burning desire, that fire inside you, where you've just gone, right, enough of this. I think when you're working towards a goal. Morning, Debbie. Debbie's joined us. When you're working towards a goal, there's two. No, when you're on your journey. Let me get this right. There's either two ways of looking at it. You do or you don't. Okay, you do or you don't. You either do want something or you don't want something. So let's concentrate on the quote. The quote is very much, if you're not happy where you are, do something about it. Okay, so you're not happy. You don't like where you are. My example of this was when I was trying to get my leg straight. My right leg had a big cage in it, twisting bolts every day, trying to get it to the right length. Then I realised that I couldn't straighten my leg, and the surgeon said, look, if you can't get your leg straight, Mr. Judge, you'll be walking with a limp for the rest of your life. You won't be able to weight bear. You won't be able to walk properly. You'll put your hip out. There's lots of consequences if you can't get your leg straight. And I did so much physio, 3 times a day, inflicting pain on myself, twisting bolts every day, pushing down it, trying to get my leg straight, doing charts and all sorts. And at the end of the 3 months of that, I couldn't do it. I failed. Now, morning, Jazz. Jazz joined us. Not seen you for a while. Okay, it's good for you to join in. So the thing is I couldn't get it straight, and it's around a year anniversary. There's a lot of things going on in my life, and I started crying, and I couldn't stop crying. The kind of crying where it was kind of building up inside me, and it would just explode out again, day after day after day. And I just went into a mild depression, I would say. I couldn't snap myself out of it. But it was on the 4th day. I remember looking at my charts, my physio charts, which had been untouched. All my physio equipment hadn't been touched. And I looked at myself, and I looked at who I'd become, like a waste of space. I was unwashed, I was unshaved, I wasn't doing anything, and I hated that. I absolutely hated who I'd become. And that's what I needed. At that moment, I thought, I don't care what my goal is. I don't care what I want to be, where I want to go. I just don't want to be here. I'm not happy about being here. I'm not happy with who I am. For me, with the quote, that I needed to change lanes. And so at that point, that's when I asked for help. And sometimes that's what you need to do. You know, the quote says, indicate and change lanes. Indicate makes it sound so easy. How do you do that? Vicky says, this came after leaving my first marriage. My husband was an emotional, mental bully and broke me. I built up the strength. I can't see the rest of it, but yeah, okay, I'll read that later. So yeah, so you weren't happy with where you are. Back to my story, I asked for help, and the consequences were they had to put a big double cage on my leg, and I had to twist more bolts, and it was, hell on earth for 7 weeks. while I got my leg straight, and then I had to do physio after that. So it wasn't easy, is what I'm saying. And I'm sure, Vicky, leaving your first marriage wasn't easy. I'm sure, you know, it was good once you'd done it. But these things aren't generally easy. And a lot of people think that things like this are, oh, it's all right for you, or you're so lucky, and things like that. They have no idea sometimes. Now, the other story that I talk about is lots. I've got lots of other stories about the things that I do want. So going through my journey, I did want to be a world champion. So I set my goals for that, and I worked towards it. A bit more close to home. Yesterday, I had a fantastic meeting session with Rob Pickering, my coach, my business coach, action coach. But before that, I did this vision orbit, and it's pretty much a 5-year plan. But for me, it was really good because I could see it all. It wasn't just the figures like turnover and stuff. It was more than that. How do I get to that? And it was pretty much asking me, Steve, what lane do you want to be in? And I thought, I don't know. I was asking myself this question. What lane do I want to be in? So I'm happy where I am now, apart from the coronavirus and stuff. You know, with my business, I absolutely love it, and the life that I have, and there's lots of things that I'm happy with. Okay, there's certain perfections that I'd like to tweak here and there. Being with my girlfriend, Jo, who's on the chat, that would be nice. So there's, I'm happy, but I could be happier. So I think Rob usually says, there's the difference between happy and content. So I'm happy where I am, but I want more. And so this is what the 5-year plan was saying. Well, what do you want? What lane do you want to be in? And that's really exciting to answer the question yourself, which is what the quote is. So it's either, the way I see it, it's either you're not happy where you are, do something about it, or how do you want to be even happier, or what do you want? And how, we're not talking about how you indicate and how you get there, not yet, that will come later. That's the serious part. The fun part is where do you want to be? And I think sometimes you've got to ask yourself that. So Howard says on the chat, he says, sometimes you might be boxed in and unable to change lanes. To be honest, going back to my story with the leg, I thought I was boxed in. I couldn't do anything. I'd done all the physio. I was literally doing it 3 times a day. I even extended that to 6 times a day. I could not get, I was boxed in. Literally I was caged in. But that's when I had to ask for help. And that's when the surgeons helped me by putting another cage on, and it seemed a disastrous decision. It was like the worst decision ever. You're just making it worse. I'm just going backwards. It took away all my independence, took away everything. Hell on earth for 7 weeks. But the result was that eventually it was the right decision. So I would say if you are boxed in, shout loud, ask for help, find out who you can ask for help, that somebody can help you. Vicky says, the indicator is a big part. I didn't run away and hide. I stood up, indicated, and left. Indicate, yes, that's the clincher, isn't it? That's the decision maker. So that was very brave, courageous. Courageous, I find it's courageous. If you've got courage, it's knowing that something's scary, but you're doing it anyway, and that's what you've got to do. It sounds like you did that in a big way. Sam Maidment has joined us. Nice to see you, Sam. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're coming to the end, to be honest, but we're here every morning at 7 o'clock. Vicky says to Howard, lots of chat. Understand that, but you need to ask for help to move a box type. Yeah, ask for help. Deb Stevens, I was a science advisory teacher, but did much better in management and organisation, OU degree. So I switched lanes. Good for you, and there's more there. Simon Carter's watching. Okay, I'm just looking at the egg timer. Wait, the egg timer is coming down. Woo. So I'm going to finish there, but keep putting in the chat, how have you changed lanes in the past? Please tell us about that. And also, maybe you're going to change lanes soon. Tell us about that. How exciting. We can hold you accountable. Listen, I'm going to end it now. I'm going to see you tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. It's been a really good session today. I really love it. I'm going to upload onto social media and YouTube. I will see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Until then, keep safe, take care. I'll see you later.